Hello and welcome, brothers and sisters. Today we are going to mock server responses for unit tests. We will use Node.js integration. Why Node.js integration, not browser integration? Because unit tests under the hood use Node.js. And we already done browser integration. On previous video I put link into description for this video, and we are going to use our template what we already created, React Redux with for this integration demo. So let's go further. Next step is cloning project template React Redux Lite, and I have attached a link for this repo in the description. So click code, SSH, copy, and then go to the terminal with clone. Done. Then launch yarn command for installing all node packages. Success. Okay, let's go further. I found this article for integration vitest with React testing library. We will use it for our integration on JS demo for mock service worker. So first of all, we need to install vitest. Then in your package JSON we will add command test what will launch vitest. Okay. Open VS Code, then open folder, add folder to workspace. Go to the package JSON. And add test command. Okay. Next step. In next step, we will test that we successfully installed vitest. Create a test file somewhere in your project with suffix test. Okay. Go to src folder, pages, new folder, tests. Create this tests folder. It's a common way for writing unit tests. We put all our unit tests for pages in tests folder. Then create new file. First step test.jsx and copy paste our test. Test for test vitest. It's code very similar like jest. we import describe section. It's a parent section, and with each it, or we can use test section, we describe our tests. So in this test we will check that true is true. It's for testing vitest that we set up it in right way. Go to the terminal and run yarn test. Pass it successfully, true is true. Okay, very good. Now let's go further. Our next step will be install React testing library. React testing library is this library for testing React components. For example, click to some button, check that we have some text in the document or something else. Since React testing library tests React components, we need to enable HTML in vitest. It's very important. We need to enable HTML in vitest with library like JSDOM. First, install the library on the command line. So we need JSDOM for working with HTML. Okay, it has sense. Makes sense. Successfully. Second, include to vit. It's a French word, and that's why we say vit configuration file. Test and test environment will be JSDOM. Just now, DOM is extend Node.js environment. Okay, let's go to the package.json. No, we need not package.json. We need with config. Okay. Sort install testing library. Okay, makes sense. We need React testing library. And add test file to the test setup.js, give it the folder implementation. Okay, let's go further. Create tests in source folder. Test folder and file name setup.js. New file setup.js. Already done, and then we should to add additional properties to test in configuration with JS. We already have add environment, and we need to add globals through environment and setup file. We just say for with that we have this setup file for include this file. And if you speak about globals, it's very important option. Make in additional, make all imports from with global. It's very important because we don't need now do cleanup for each test. We just do it in setup.js file. Okay. That is it. You can render your component in vitest now. Okay. Go to the pages, tests file, first test, and we can do it sample test. But it render up we can't render up. We cannot render up because for this render we need to create initial state for Redux, and that is it, and that is why maybe we need some component, simple component for show this simple test, for work with this simple test. Okay, we can just create new component, could be test JSX component, return fragment with test, and that is it. I think for first render test it will be enough. Go to the first step, test component, and it так test. Yeah, right. It render test. Так. And then launch yarn test command. Fatal. Resolve it. Так, tests setup.js, resolve it. Does not exist file. Okay, src folder, tests setup.js. Right. Just a minute, why? Okay, fixed. Sorry, I put wrong URL for setup.js file. Okay, and we render our test component, and then we launch screen debug. And screen debug will show what our component what render what we rendered. We rendered div tag with test string. It's right. It's true. So our next step will be integration mock service worker, and we will work with our real components like homepage and one second, I have launched our application, and what we will test. We are going to test and render home page, and we will test with our mock server worker response. This response, we will test this response, and we mocked empty array with without data, and etc. So okay, let's go further. Now we will add mock server worker for our unit tests. Go to the integration section, Node.js integration, and now we see vitest setup. We need this for us. We in previous video we already mock server responses for web browser. We created mocks, we created handlers, provide to interception for this get request and this test URL request. I also attached a link for this video in the description, and on this video we will use this interception for our unit tests. So go to the MSW.js.io site, integration Node.js, and then just copy paste. We use vitest, and that is why we need to use this setup. So we put it in tests setup.js file we already created, and it connected to with config. We already done it. So after each server should close connection. Before all, server should listen. After each, server should reset handlers. Just need to little modify after all server close and it clean up. Okay. And remove this after each. Well done. So we setup.js already modified, and then we can also put to the console to be sure that interception working at this event listening, and we will see on the terminal this console log notification message. Okay. And also we need to add file node.js for mock. We need to create this file with server. So go to the source mocks, new file node.js, and just copy paste this code. So we imported setup server and handlers. Handlers what we already created in the previous video, and also we export server and we use this server listening, and we should also import the server in setup.js file. Reset it. Server we should use another root tests mocks node.js. Okay, now it's right. Okay. So I a little bit boosted our demo. I add render test up high order component for render our component with Redux provider and memory router. We can set store, initial store, and we can set route, and go to the our tests, homepage tests. I wrote two tests. For example, we use render test up, null first argument it's component, and I put null because I'm going to use router for testing this component. I put route homepage. First argument, and next is object with options route and store. Default store is empty object. Okay, what we render our application with home road. It means that it will return our home page, and then I do find by test ID courses list. I add courses list ID to inner courses list. Yes, this data test ID, and what else? Find by test ID, it return promise. That's why we use await and async functions. We use find by test ID for awaiting server response what we intercepted, and then let's remove second test. Then we write expect. We expect that this element to be in the document. If it will not in the document, we will get error, and then we print our HTML. So in this case we see that we intercepted our response and put test data for this test data, test free and text Australian dollar. You can see that it's already intercepted successfully, and but for example, if you need to test this page component and mock data like server response, another data, for example, empty error, I just put this test block what I already wrote it. For saving time, I'm not going to write code line by line because I need a lot of time for for it, and I'm trying to save your time just for it. So we can use our own interception, not from handler. We can rewrite in the test. For it, we just need use method for server. We have exported from mock Node.js file what we already added, and use HTTP method and HTTP response from MSW, and then just mock response like in handlers.js. It's the same, but it will work only for this text block. For example, in this text block we are going to test what component component with empty array if our server return just empty array. So for it I'm going to delete screen debug from first test case, and in second test case we will test it. So now we see that we have page without data because we intercepted with empty array. In this component we will not put we will put empty array, just empty array, and we can add some tests according this answer. So that's it. We just it was just a demo about how to use MSW for writing unit tests. And thank you for watching. Sorry for this long video. I tried to be short. And thank you for your watching. Thank you very much. See you. Bye.